right. Shalom. All right, first and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GM, who rule well and teach well, being a great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessing to the hopefully elect on the four corner, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, that great song that you brought in the bar. All right, just come with a quick lesson. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, just born in the spirit. You know, I missed the brothers' camp earlier due to some situations, so I still had that fire in me. You know, talking about to do a lesson. So the Lord just put it on my spirit. Just thinking about trading places. All right, and going to trading places. I looked it up on the Google. I looked it up on Google, right? And it's same places, a phrase of trade. So it said, I will be glad to trade places with George and have his job. So they're just giving you an idea, all right, what trading places mean. But we know according to the scriptures, all right, the prophecy speaks about Esau and Jacob, all right, as them two, all right, trading places, all right, because it's known as Esau is the end of the world and what Jacob is the beginning that follow it. But what Esau have done unto us, guess what? It's going to be done unto him. So that's another way you can look at it at trading places. You see, as we on the bottom, the Lord have put Esau on top of us due to the curses, our disobedience. The same going to happen to Esau Edom. All right, and it's beautiful. You know, that bag up 1 Thessalonians 1 and 6, saying it's a righteous thing. All right, to recompense means to pay back. All right, those that have troubled us. All right, when you think about all the nations we have been under, all right, when it comes down to captivities, all right, being on the rule of Esau is the worst one. All right, Esau, man, the so-called white man. All right, but guess what? It's going to be a transition of power. All right, we no longer going to be the tail, we're going to be the head. And starting with Esau, Edom, and all the other nations, they're going to become the tail, man. So I'm going to get into this Lazarus and the rich man. Because Lazarus, all right, represent Jacob, Israel. All right, the rich man, all right, represent Esau, Edom. All right, so Lord willing, you know, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, you know, while I lay the law down, man. All right, this is Luke. This is Luke 16 and 19. It said, there was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and first some sumptuous every day. So that rich man represents Esau Edom, because when you go into Genesis, the 27th chapter, which we living in that time now, because there was future prophecy, right? So you can say we living in future times. All right? Because his blessings being played out on the earth right now, speaking of Esau Edom. So this Genesis 27 and 41. All right? And it says, now 39. Genesis 27 and 39. And it said, Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and what in the dew of heaven from above, and by the sword shall thou live. See, this is an indicator letting you know. All right? And who ruled with the sword? All right? The so-called white man. Who is in power right now? The so-called white man. So here it is, that rich man represent the so-called white man, Esau Edom, today. All right, because he the one that ruling with the sword, the fatness of the earth. And it says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. You see that? And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. All right, so let's go back into Luke 16. All right, because I want to get that word, sumptuous. All right, this is Luke 16 and 19. It said, and there was a certain rich man, which was clothed with purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuousness every day, right? So when you go into that word sumptuousness, all right, it says costly, very expensive, lavish. You know, Jake used that term lavish. You know, I'm living lavish. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? You balling. You got it. You're not hurting. You know? And this the power that Esau possesses today. He got it, which due to the blessing, all right, Isaac have given him the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. All right? But remember, the title is what? Trading places. So here it is, when you go into Isaiah, the 47th chapter, it speaks about how he never thought the latter end. All right? And his latter end is for him to be in our position, all right, and us being in his position. See, he didn't count the cost, all right, as he was not showing mercy. You know, as he was killing and raping and robbing and murdering the innocent, which are Israelites. See, the rich man didn't think of those things at that time. You know, but when he become to be in our place, that's when he gonna consider. You know? But he have shown no mercy. Shall what? Receive no mercy. It is written. All right? So here it is. Lavish, wasteful. So when you go back into Luke 16 and 19, it's speaking about Esau, man. So verse 20, it says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores. And his sores, you can represent that as the curses. All right? The sores is our curses, man. Remember, we are suffering, all right, due to our disobedience, Deuteronomy 28:15 on down. All right? This the time period that we are in. All right? Our light affliction, as the Lord Yahweh Bashim said, but for a moment, you know, but this is our affliction because of our disobedience. So Lazarus represent Israel, man. All right? And them sores is the curses. All right? Yeah, let me. I got a precept for that. Deuteronomy 28:44. Let's get it. Deuteronomy 28:44. And it says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. You see that? So we fell from our state being a power and ruler. And the so-called white man became to be a power and a ruler over us. But it was written how the Lord going to set up the base man. All right? But prophecy had to be fulfilled, but Esau can rule at the end of what? This society, the end of this age. For the kingdom of heaven to come and Israel to rise up and Yahweh Shai to rule forever and forever and forever. All right? So when you go back to Luke 16 and 20, well, I do 21, it says, and I read 20 again, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, and that's a curse. That's a curse. Because when I'm gonna get it, and it says a certain beggar named Lazarus, which lay at his gates full of sores, and designed to be fed with the crumb which fell from the rich man's table. All right. So when you go back to the curses of Deuteronomy 28, right, and you go to 48, it says, "Therefore shall thou serve thy enemy, all right, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee." All right, and that's what the Lord have done. All right, the Lord put the so-called white man over us because we disobeyed and broke the commandments. All right, this is why this devil was created for, man, because he is known as the whooping stick, all right, of Yahweh Shema Shah. King David said that in Psalms the 17th chapter. All right, deliver me from the hand of the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, so Esau is nothing but a tool the Lord is using to punish us. All right, that's what Esau is, man. That's why it's a fearful thing, man. All right, we must figure out by Shema Shah, because look what he have done. All right. So let's go back into Deuteronomy 28. It says, "Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemy, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee. In hunger," right? Who do we go to? Where do we get our food from? All right? It's all being contributed to for the so-called white man. All right, here's the lender. All right? And it says, "For hunger and in thirst," right? "And in nakedness," because they go to what? Food, water, and clothes, etc. And who had the power? Remember, Esau is in his power seat. He got the fatness of the earth and dew of heaven. But the Lord said he was going to send, all right, our enemy. And our natural born enemies are who? The so-called white man from the womb. As in Jacob and Esau wrestle. All right. So here it is. "And in nakedness in the wants of all things," right? "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy wet neck until he have destroyed thee." See, that was a curse, right? So when you go back to Luke 16 and 21, it said, "And designed to be fed." You see that? Because due to the curses, we were going to go to the so-called white man for the wants of all things. Why? Because he is in his power. All right? And it says, "Desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores." And them dogs represent the other nations, man. All right? When you look at who running the gas stations, you know, you see Elam in there. You know, when you think about these smoke shops, you know what I'm saying, these hair shops for the wigs and shit, the breeder supply stores, you know what I'm saying, when you think about Moab, you know, and doing the nails, all right, the African doing the dreads and the braids and shit, them the other nation licking the sores, man. All right, which is a sign in itself. All right, which is a sign in itself. So here it is. It says, "And it came to pass." I'm sure I had a precept. Okay. Verse 23. All right, it says, "And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom. And the rich man died and was buried." All right? And it says, "And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment." All right, that's that trading places right there. All right, because now, all right, Lazarus, he in his heaven. He reaping the benefits of the blessing, all right, that the Lord have gave it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. All right, which was what? The kingdom of heaven. You see? Now Esau, the so-called white man, represent the rich man. All right, he in our position we was in. Because remember, when you go into Deuteronomy 30 and 7, all right, this is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And it said, and the Lord Yahweh, thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. You see that? Upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. Which going into who? Chiefly Esau, Edom, and the other nation would lick the sores. You see, they're going to fall upon these curses that we had to suffer. You see that? You see how cold the Lord is? That's the trading places. But this time, it's not going to ever flip or change again. See, this is the last time that we're going to ever have to suffer. All right, which I got that too. You know, the iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You see that? Now here it is, Esau, the so-called white man, all right, in the other nation, it's going to be set in our position, which is at the bottom. Right? And the Lord is going to set us back on high. Remember, 2 Ezra 6 and 54 said the world was made for our sake. You know, the world was made for our sake, man. But we had to go, all right, through the hardship, all right, to reap the blessings and the benefits, all right, of the kingdom of heaven. This the Lord's movement. That's how he wanted to play it out. You know, he could have gave us the kingdom from the beginning. All right, but the Lord loved drama. And this is movement. That's how he wrote it. You know? So, going back to Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord Yahweh, thy power put all these curses upon thy enemy. Now, the rich man, when you go back to Luke 16 and 23, now the rich man, now he said he in hell. Hell is a what? Hell is a condition. You see? Hell is a condition. See, we living in hell right now. The so-called white man, he is in his heaven. You see? So it says, verse 23, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torment, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. All right? And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in the water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Meaning what? He catching pure hell. All right? He catching pure hell. All right? When you read in Revelation, it speaks about how he going to receive double. All right? Double according to her works. You see? So here it is. He didn't show no mercy when he had the power, when he was in rulership. Look at the so-called white man today. You see? Look how the earth is being ran today, and see, is he showing any type of mercy? You know? Look at the food, the water. You know, look at the education in the prison system. So you got to look at these things and consider these things, how the earth is being ran, and understand who possessed that power. He's not showing no mercy. Remember, here's an individual, all right, that is never satisfied. You know? And he loved his blood. So here it is, back at 24,
Say peace to the beast, the Lord let us off the leash. Great multitudes and war drumming, cause a day coming to the sword clean out the sheath. Salvation, desolation for peace. Fire rain upon your feet. Eliminate.
Salaki. Yeah, Salaki. So it says, back at 24, this is how you know it's Esau. Because you go to Genesis. Let me go back to Genesis. This nigga cried. That nigga cried like a hoe. This is Genesis 27 And did he cry at 41 too? Let me see.
Babylon's falling. Say peace to the beast. The Lord let us off the leash.
Isaac's fatherhood said, Here it is, Genesis 27 and 34. It said, Esau heard the words of his father. He cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. You see that? That's how you know the rich man, this the same spirit. This the same spirit, man. You know, Esau always crying like a hoe. And he know what he have done. You see? And that's an Edomite spirit. All right? That's an Edomite spirit, man. You know? And it says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father. And that's when he received the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. But this time, all right, because this time he was going to have to be ruling at the end of this age before the kingdom of heaven come. You know, but remember, Lazarus and the rich man. All right, so let's go back into Luke 16 and 24. All right, and it says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool wet my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. You see that? In this hell. And it says, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, the blessings, right? And likewise Lazarus the evil things, which was the curses. And it says, but now he are comforted. Why? Because the Lord have restored the kingdom of heaven to Israel. You see? So now we are in our blessings. We comfort, we good. You know? And it said, and thou art tormented. All right? That's why when you go into
Babylon's falling. Say peace to the beast. The Lord let us off the leash. Great multitudes.
all right, so when you go into Revelation 13 and 9, it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must what? Be killed with the sword. You see that? Here is the patience of the faith of the saints. All right? So letting you know who ruled with the sword, Esau. And the Lord have given him a blessing, but guess what? It was a curse. Because he that live by the sword shall what? Die by the sword. All right? So here it is, us being in captivity. All right, the Lord is going to bring us from there and put them into captivity. You see that? So let's get back into Luke 16 and 26. Now go back 25, so like it. And it says, and Abraham said, Son, remember thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things. So when you go into Psalms, all right, Psalm 73, because here it is, Esau got everything a heart can wish. When you look at these Edomites on television, you know, these so-called, these small hats, you know, when you look at, you know, the higher ups, you know, the cars they drive, you know what I'm saying, the restaurants they eat at, you know, the area they live in, you know, that's an indicator. That's a sign, all right, that fit prophecy further let you know who they are. And this was a sign for us being on the bottom, being in captivity, being in the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Suffering, waiting patiently, all right, the Lord to deliver us. That's a sign. But remember, this is Psalm 73, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, Psalm of Asaph, surely the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of the clean heart. But as for me, my feet was almost gone. My steps had well not slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. But remember, this is the time that the wicked is going to be ruling. As in Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. All right, this is the time that Esau is going to rule, because he was set, all right, from the foundation of the earth going to the counsel of the Lord, all right, to be the end of this society. All right, the end of the world is going to be in his possession. Why? For he received that punishment. Remember, it's written in the law, all right, that Esau is going to have to serve that punishment. Matter of fact, let me grab that. It might be numbers. So hold on, let me get that jump. Yeah, here you go. This is Numbers 24 and yeah, this is Numbers 24 and 20. And it says, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up a parable and said Amalek was the first of the nations, right? But his latter end shall that he what? Perish forever. All right? So it was already in the law that Esau was going to be destroyed. You see? Which is what future prophecy. And we living in that time, all right? So here it is, going back to Psalm 73. It says, verse 4, it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men's, neither are they plagued like other men's. You see that? Meaning what? The rich man. That's why Abraham said, that's why Abraham told the rich man, he says, son, remember that thou was in thy lifetime received thy good things. You see that? Because right now, the so-called white man, he not hurting. These so-called white people really not hurting, man. The elites, especially when you come down to the elites, the banking family, all right, who control the earth, bro, they not hurting. You might got the average Joe six-pack Edomite, you know what I'm saying, that work with you, or, you know, they might be hurting a little bit. But when you think about the rulers of this world, they is not hurting at all, man. You see, that further let you know that they fit in this prophecy. Because in their lifetime, they got all the good things, man. You know, and he said, and likewise, Lazarus the evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. You see? So, going to this comfort that he said that he is comforted, let's go into this comfort real quick. This is Joel 3, and I'm going to start at 7. And let me get on YouTube right quick. Let me start at 7. Yeah, shalom to y'all brothers. Alright. So here it is. This is Joel 3 and 7. It said, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, and will return the recompense upon your own heads. You see that? What goes around comes around, trading places. All right? That same cup that we have drunk, the so-called white man going to surely drink it. All right? Remember this is the parable of Lazarus and the rich man trading places. You see? So here it is, the comfort that Lazarus receiving is what? Salvation, deliverance. You know? And it says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people afar off, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. And that's the torment that Esau is going to have to go through. Remember Deuteronomy 37. All right, they're going to have to go through the same curses that we have went through, but what? Double. All right. Let me get to Jeremiah 49 and 12. Jeremiah 49 and 12. See, when we do these lessons, that's why it's called edifying, because it's to build your faith up. You know, build your trust up. You know what I'm saying? In your Yahweh Shema Shah, that you have to believe that He is, and He is a rewarder. You know, the Lord's going to come through on His promises, man. You know, because right now, today, this hour, this minute, this second, we are living what was spoken thousands of years ago. You know, when you go into Baruch 2 and 32, it said, in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. You know, here it is, we in the land of our captivity due to our disobedience, and what? We're remembering ourselves. You know, for so long, the truth had not been without fruit. Because here it is, we were proclaiming to be black, African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Now we are being comforted. We know we Israelites, the kingdom of heaven for us. You know, Esau gonna receive a double portion of hell that he have put upon us. You know, and I can't wait to go into Ezekiel 4 and 25. All right, but this is Jeremiah 49 and 12. And it says, for thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, they who judge me would not to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. And that was us, man. We went through that hell, man. All right? And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? See, that's in the mindset of the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? He think he have done no wrong. That's why he was justified, all right, by doing us the way he did us in slavery, because he put a title upon us as in we 3/5 of man. So he can handle us and control and move us like cattle. So he was justified as hanging us, killing us, lynching us, raping us, destroying us, all right, as a nation, because the title was we were 3/5 of a man. You know, all we was human cattle. You know? So here it is. He's not going to go unpunished. It's going to be a transition of power. All right? He that is first shall be what? Last. And he that is last shall be first. All right? And it says, thou shalt not go unpunished, because it is written, but thou shalt surely drink of it. All right? And that's why the rich man was trying to get Lazarus to come just, you know, just dip some water on his tongue. Rich was what? To show him mercy. But the scripture said that he have shown no mercy shall what? Receive no mercy. All right? So let me get Isaiah 51. All right, going to this comfort. Isaiah 51 and what I got on there? 51 and 21. All right, this is Isaiah 51 and 21. It says, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted, and drunk it, but not with wine. and they're drunk and go into what? The captivity, that hell, that judgment. You know? Because the cup we have drunk, which was slavery, captivity. The same drink that Esau and Edom had to drink, but it's a double portion. You know? So it says, therefore hear now this afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus said the Lord, thy power, Yahweh, and thy power that pleaded thy cause of his people. Who people? His people. His people are what? Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Spanish, man. So the Lord is going to plead our cause by sending Yahweh Shah. All right? You see, that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to bring us out of captivity. You see, by the hand, all right, of Yahweh by Shema Shah and the angels. So here it is, he says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, and thy power that pleaded thy cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, which is that what? That constantly hell. All right? Thou shalt no more drink it again. Man. You see that? We never gonna have to suffer again. That's why this present time is not worthy to be compared. You know what I'm saying? To the kingdom of heaven, what the Lord have in store for us, man. All right? The Lord just said, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put into the hand of that afflicted thee. That's like it. But I will put into the hand of them that afflicted thee. The parable of the rich man and Lazarus. See, the rich man put hell on Lazarus. Now the tables are turned. Now Lazarus is going to put hell upon the rich man. So the Lord said, I will put in the hands of them that afflict thee, which have said into thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body on the ground as a street, and to them that went over. You see that? Servitude. And that's what the so-called white man is going to become. He can become a servant. All right? So here it is. This is, and who gives a fuck if they don't agree? You know what I'm saying? These whack-a-tack Christians, then you got these unbelievers, you know what I'm saying? These keyboard warriors. Who gives a fuck if you don't believe? When you go into Psalms 3:3, it says, what if some did not believe? Do that make the power you have by Shema Shah none effect? You see that? So here it is in Job 34 and 33. I love this precept. You know, because you can't gainsay nor resist this. You know, it says, should it be according to thy mind? Right. Should it be according to your mind? All right. But guess what? He will recompense it. Meaning who? The Heavenly Father. Whether thou refuse or whether thou choose. You see that? So you have no say so. You know, get your ass over there. All right? That's all you can do. Because whether you choose or refuse to understand, all right, the punishment that Esau finna receive, it's still going to happen. Why? Because it was written. You know? And it says, therefore speak what thou knowest. All right? So when you go into, in fact, go back into Salaki. Let me go back to Lazarus, because I got one more precept. This is Luke. Salaki, this is Luke 16. And Luke 16 and 26. And it said, besides all this, between us and you, there's a great gulf fixed. Right? So that they which will pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to you that will come from hence. All right? So the Lord has just said it, all right, then guess what? our iniquity is accomplished. See, he said he'll no more carry us away into captivity, so we'll never ever be in a position as being low again as a nation. That's why that gut fixed there. All right? And it says, matter of fact, let me get that because there's Lamentations 4 and 22. All right, so this is Lamentations 4 and 22. And it says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. You see that? He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that's what you have when you read the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. All right? Lazarus now received the blessing, and the rich man received what? The curse, which was written. All right? But when you go up to 21, it said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, thou dwellest in the land of Uz. That cup also shall pass what? Through unto thee. All right? And that's the position that the rich man was in, catching their head of being tormented in the flames. What? That was their cup of what? Slavery, captivity, hardcore punishment. You see that? Starting with the elites. All right? And it says, that cup also shall pass unto thee, thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. You see that? So when you go back into the parable of the rich man, all right, what Abraham said, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou was in thy lifetime receiving the good things, and likewise Lazarus the evil thing, but now he are comforted, and thou art tormented. And that's the trading places, man. All right? Any other nations, all right, as they lick the wound, guess what? They're going to have to dwell in their judgment also, too. Because in the hand, the wicked shall what? Shall not go unpunished. All right? Shot, man. All right, that we get the good end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? That's what everlasting life. You know, we'll never have to worry about being servants again after Yahweh Shah come and destroy this place, man. All right, and take down the wicked, you see, and set righteousness up on the earth. You know? So, Lord willing, you know, let me see, precepts on the coming board, and then I'm going to end it. The Lord willing was edified. I'm talking about, yeah, this is Colossians 3 and 25, yeah, the water. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. And there is no respect of persons. So what Esau have done to the nation of Israel, I gotta get it. I got to get this, John. I gotta get it, man. I'm gonna go and grab it. This is Ezekiel. This a beautiful I have precept. This is Ezekiel. This motherfucker here hard. You know what I'm saying? This is Ezekiel 14 and it's 25 and 14. So like, yeah, this is Ezekiel 25:14. All right, and it says, now I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 11. It said, and I will execute judgment upon Moab, because Moab is the Chinese. All right, and Moab, these so-called Chinese, they had heaven and pushing their MOTB too. You know, so that's why the Lord gonna slap the shit out of Moab too. You know, because Moab in bed with Babylon the Great. All right, and it says, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. You see, and thus said the Lord Yahweh Shah, because they Edom have dealt against the house of by taking vengeance. Remember, when you go into
say peace to the beast, the Lord let us off the leash. Great multitudes and war drumming because of the day the sword clean.
When you go into Genesis 27 and 41, I think that nigga said, look what the nigga said. because that's that perpetual hatred that Esau had. But you got to remember, this is the same spirit from Cain and Abel, all right, to Esau and Jacob, to what you got now, so-called black and white, the same spirit. Because the Lord have done that. That's the image between the seed and the woman, which the woman represents Israel. But this is Genesis 27 and 41. Or it might be 42. It's 41. It said, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said unto his heart, meaning his mind, the days of mourning for my father is at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see that? So when you go to the Ezekiel, all right, back in Ezekiel 25 and 12, it said, thus said the Lord power, because that Edom dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. You see that's that perpetual hatred Esau always have, man, to destroy Jacob because of the blessing. Because he knew what the blessing consider of, you know. Then it said, therefore thus said the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom. You see that? And I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from teeming, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. You see that? So here it is, the same way that how Esau punished us, because that's all the Lord doing. Remember, man going to the Lord. How then a man can understand his own way? So the Yahweh, all right, the supreme power, he put it in Esau's mind to do what he have done it to us. We got history. We can go back in history and see all the atrocity and the cruelty that the so-called white man have done it to us. But that was done, all right, through the okay of the Lord. You know? But now, this is the transition.
Say peace to the beast, the Lord.
As they have done unto us. You see that? So the Lord saying, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. All right? And they shall do in Edom according to my anger. All right? And according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah. Because what? The same way Esau did unto us, we're going to do unto them. That was the most high anger. All right? That was the most high fury. All right? Us going to slavery. You know? Even to this day, us being shot down in these streets. Us being treated the way we're being treated. You see? But what goes around...
Say peace to the beast, the Lord let us off the leash. Great multitude.
So Lord willing, So Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters, edify us at the next time. Shalom, Ababa Baraka Akim, hey DTA baby.